The day of Stjepan Hauser does not begin with noise or chaos. Unlike the high-energy performances people see on stage, his mornings are usually calm and controlled. This is important because how a person starts their day often defines how the rest of the day goes. For Hauser, mornings are about focus. Instead of jumping straight into work, the start of his day is likely slow and relaxed. This allows him to mentally prepare for the day ahead. A calm beginning helps maintain balance, especially for someone whose professional life is intense and demanding. There is also a sense of discipline. Even though he is a global star, his routine is not random. Successful people usually follow a structure, and Hauser is no different. Waking up at a consistent time, maintaining a simple routine, and avoiding unnecessary distractions are all part of staying productive. Another key aspect of his morning is mental clarity. Before performing or practicing, the mind needs to be fresh. This may include quiet time, light activity, or simply staying away from stress in the early hours. This helps him stay focused throughout the day. There is also physical preparation. Playing the cello requires control, posture, and physical strength. So taking care of the body is important. Even small activities like stretching or light movement can make a difference. Mornings are not about pressure. They are about preparation. Another important point is that his mornings are likely private. Unlike many celebrities who share every part of their day on social media, Hauser keeps most of his routine away from the public eye. Even on platforms like YouTube, we rarely see his full daily routine. This creates mystery, but it also shows control. He chooses what to share and what to keep personal. This helps him maintain balance between public life and private life. There is also a psychological benefit to a calm morning. It reduces stress, improves focus, and increases productivity. For a performer, this is essential. A distracted or tired mind cannot deliver a strong performance. Hauser understands this. His mornings are not about showing off. They are about building energy for the rest of the day. In the end, his morning routine reflects one simple idea. Success is not just about what you do on stage. It starts with what you do when no one is watching. For Stjepan Hauser, practice is not just a daily task. It is the core of his entire career. No matter how famous or successful a musician becomes, one thing never changes. They must keep practicing. And for someone like Hauser, whose performances are known for precision and emotion, practice is even more important. His practice routine is built on discipline. It is not about playing randomly or only when he feels like it. Instead, it follows a structured approach. He focuses on improving technique, maintaining control, and perfecting every detail of his performance. This includes finger placement, bow control, timing and rhythm, emotional expression. Each of these elements requires attention. Even a small mistake can affect the entire performance. That is why repetition plays a big role. He may play the same piece again and again until it feels perfect. But practice is not just physical, it is also mental. Understanding the music is just as important as playing it. Hauser needs to feel the emotion behind every note. This emotional connection is what makes his performances stand out. Without it, the music would feel empty. Another important aspect of his routine is consistency. He does not practice only when preparing for a performance. Practice is a daily habit. This consistency keeps his skills sharp and ensures that he is always ready. This is what separates professionals from beginners. Beginners practice when they feel motivated. Professionals practice even when they don't. There is also a balance between hard work and smart work. Practicing for long hours is not enough. It must be focused. Every session should have a purpose, whether it is improving a specific technique or preparing for a performance. Hauser understands this. He does not waste time. Another key factor is adaptation. Different performances require different styles. Sometimes he plays classical pieces, other times modern or cinematic music. This means his practice routine must adjust accordingly. This flexibility allows him to stay versatile. Platforms like YouTube show his final performances, but they do not show the hours of practice behind them. And that is where the real work happens. This is the hidden side of success. People see the result, but not the process. In the end, his practice routine is not just about improving skills. It is about maintaining excellence. Because reaching the top is one thing, but staying there requires continuous effort. Behind the powerful performances of Stjepan Hauser, there is something many people don't think about: physical fitness. Playing the cello at a high level is not just about talent or emotion. It also requires strength, posture, endurance, and control. Long performances, rehearsals, and tours can be physically demanding. Without a healthy body, it becomes difficult to maintain consistency. This is why fitness plays an important role in his daily routine. Although he may not publicly show every detail, It is clear that maintaining physical health is necessary for his lifestyle. Simple habits like staying active, stretching, and maintaining body balance are essential. Posture is especially important. Cello playing requires sitting or standing in a fixed position for long periods. If posture is not correct, it can lead to strain or injury. That's why maintaining body alignment and flexibility becomes a priority. Even small exercises can make a big difference. Stretching the shoulders, arms, and back helps reduce tension. It also improves movement, which directly affects performance quality. Another important factor is energy. Performing on stage is intense. It requires not just physical energy, but also mental focus. A healthy lifestyle supports both. Proper rest, balanced activity, and avoiding exhaustion help maintain that energy level. There is also a connection between lifestyle and performance. What a person does off stage affects what happens on stage. If the body is tired, the performance will show it. If the mind is distracted, the music will feel different. This is why balance is important. Hauser's lifestyle likely includes moments of relaxation as well. Continuous work without rest can lead to burnout. Taking time to recover helps maintain long-term performance quality. Another aspect is discipline. A healthy lifestyle is not built in one day. It requires consistency. Small daily habits, like staying active, maintaining routine, and avoiding unhealthy patterns, create long-term results. This is similar to his approach to music. Consistency leads to excellence. Platforms like YouTube show his performances, but they do not show the preparation behind them. The strength, stamina, and control required to perform at that level come from daily habits. This is the hidden side of performance. People focus on talent, but often ignore the physical effort behind it. In the end, fitness and lifestyle are not separate from his music. They are part of it, because a strong performance does not come from talent alone. It comes from a strong body, a focused mind, and a balanced life. For Stjepan Hauser, performing on stage may look effortless, but behind every performance, there is deep preparation and detailed rehearsal. This is where the real work happens. Before any performance, there is a process. It begins with selecting the music. Whether it is a classical piece, a modern cover, or a cinematic composition, each choice requires planning. Not every piece is suitable for every performance. Once the piece is selected, preparation begins. This stage is not just about playing the notes correctly. It is about understanding the structure of the music. Every section, every transition, and every emotional shift must be clear. Because a performance is not just sound, it is storytelling. Hauser focuses on interpretation. Two musicians can play the same piece, but the way they express it can be completely different. This is where individuality comes in. He adds his own style, his own feeling, and his own energy to the music. That is what makes his performances unique. Rehearsals play a crucial role. This is where everything is tested. Timing, coordination, and expression are refined. Mistakes are corrected and details are improved. Rehearsals are repeated until everything feels natural. But perfection is not the only goal. Connection is. A technically perfect performance without emotion feels empty. That is why Hauser focuses on both precision and feeling. He prepares not just his hands, but also his mind. Another important aspect is stage preparation. Performing live is different from practicing alone. There are lights, audiences, and pressure. Rehearsals help simulate that environment. This reduces nervousness and increases confidence. Confidence comes from preparation. The more prepared you are, the more natural the performance feels. There is also adaptability. Not every performance goes exactly as planned. Sometimes there are changes, different acoustics, different audience energy, or unexpected situations. Preparation allows him to adjust without losing control. Platforms like YouTube show the final result, the polished performance. But what people don't see are the hours of rehearsal behind it. This is the hidden effort. Every smooth performance is built on repeated practice, corrections, and improvements. In the end, music preparation is not just about getting ready for a show. It is about creating an experience. Because when Hauser steps on stage, he is not just playing music. He is delivering something that people can feel. Even with a demanding career, Stjepan Hauser's routine is not only about music. Behind the performances, rehearsals, and global tours, there is also a personal side, his free time and private life. And this part is just as important, because without balance, even the most successful career can become overwhelming. Hauser's schedule is intense. Continuous practice, travel, and performances can take both physical and mental energy. That is why free time is necessary, not as a luxury, but as a need. Free time allows recovery. It gives the mind a break from constant focus. It helps the body relax after long hours of effort. Without this, performance quality can slowly decline. Another important aspect of his personal life is privacy. Unlike many celebrities, Hauser does not openly share every detail of his daily life. He keeps a clear boundary between what is public and what is personal. This helps him maintain control over his life, and it reduces unnecessary pressure. When personal life becomes public, it often invites opinions, criticism, and constant attention. By keeping things private, he avoids this. This creates peace. In his free time, he likely focuses on simple and relaxing activities. These could include spending time alone, enjoying quiet moments, or doing things unrelated to music. This is important because constantly thinking about work can lead to burnout. A break from music actually helps improve music. It refreshes the mind. Another key factor is emotional balance. Music is deeply connected to emotions. To express feelings on stage, a person must be mentally stable and balanced in real life. Free time helps maintain that balance. It gives space to think, reflect, and reset. There is also the human side. Behind the global fame, Hauser is still a person with personal interests, thoughts, and experiences. His free time allows him to stay connected to that side of himself. Without it, life can become one-dimensional. Platforms like YouTube mainly show his professional life, performances, music, and public moments. But they do not show the full picture. The quiet moments remain unseen. And those moments are important because they help him stay grounded. In the end, free time is not separate from success. It supports it. Because a person who knows when to rest, when to disconnect, and when to focus is the one who can perform at the highest level. And that balance is what keeps Stjepan Hauser consistent. When people think about Stjepan Hauser, they usually picture his powerful stage presence, confident, expressive, and full of energy. But that is only one side of the story, because what we see on camera is not always the full reality. This is an important concept to understand. Every public figure has two versions of life, and the public image and the private reality. And for Hauser, this difference is very clear. On stage, he is intense. His expressions, movements, and connection with the music create a strong impact. It feels dramatic, emotional, and larger than life. But off camera, things are different. Away from the spotlight, life becomes quieter. There are no lights, no audience, and no performance pressure. This is where real life happens, simple, controlled, and personal. This contrast is natural, because performing is not the same as living. Many people make the mistake of assuming that what they see on screen is exactly how a person is all the time. But in reality, performances are designed to create an experience. They are not a full reflection of everyday life. Hauser understands this difference. That is why he does not try to turn his entire life into public content. He shares his work, but keeps his personal moments limited. This creates a boundary, and that boundary is important for mental peace. Another key point is perception. Audiences often build an image based on limited information. A few videos, a few performances, and suddenly they feel like they understand the person completely. But that understanding is incomplete. Platforms like YouTube show selected moments, the best angles, the best performances, and the most engaging content. They do not show normal days, quiet moments, or personal struggles. This creates a gap between perception and reality. But that does not mean the public image is fake. It is just incomplete. Hauser's stage presence is real, but it is a specific part of his personality, shown in a specific context. Off camera, he may be more calm, more focused, and more private. And that is completely normal. Another important factor is control. By not sharing everything, he decides how much of his life becomes public. This gives him freedom. He is not constantly under pressure to explain or justify his personal life. In the end, understanding this difference changes everything, because it reminds us that what we see is only a part of the story, and the rest remains personal. For Stjepan Hauser, that balance between public image and private life is what keeps him grounded. After exploring every part of the daily routine of Stjepan Hauser, one final truth becomes clear. His success is not random. It is built on discipline. From the outside, his life may look exciting. Performances, fame, global recognition. But behind all of that is a structured routine that keeps everything running smoothly. And that routine is built on consistency. Every day matters. It is not about doing something extraordinary once. It is about doing the right things again and again. Even when there is no pressure, no audience, and no immediate reward, this is where discipline shows its true value. Hauser does not depend on motivation alone. Motivation can change from day to day. Some days you feel energetic, some days you don't. But discipline stays constant. It ensures that work continues regardless of mood. This is especially important in a creative field like music. Waiting for inspiration is not enough. Practice, preparation, and routine must continue even when inspiration is not there. That is what creates long-term success. Another important aspect is balance. His daily life is not only about work. It includes rest, personal time, and mental recovery. This balance allows him to stay consistent without burning out. Because working non-stop may bring short-term results, but it cannot be maintained for long. Hauser understands this. He manages his time in a way that supports both productivity and recovery. There is also a strong sense of control. By following a routine, he reduces distractions. He focuses on what truly matters: his music, his performance, and his growth. This focus helps him avoid unnecessary noise that can slow progress. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. But discipline creates clarity. Platforms like YouTube show the final results: perfect performances, emotional moments, and global success. But they do not show the routine behind it. They do not show the repetition, the effort, and the daily habits that make it all possible. And that is the real story. In the end, the daily routine of Stjepan Hauser teaches one simple lesson: success is not built in big moments. It is built in small, consistent actions repeated every day. And those actions, over time, create something extraordinary.